What's up, guys? Joe Byron here, aka AdobeJoe. In tonight's episode of Joe Knows Stuff TV, we're going to go into how to import photos into Lightroom. Go to intro. Welcome back, guys. In tonight's episode, we're going to learn how to take an SD card and get the images into Lightroom, the best application for photographers. First time you open Lightroom, it's going to look something like this. Kind of plain, kind of boring. But the first thing you do, you're going to be open with the default catalog. I tend to make my own catalog, so I'll go up to File, New Catalog. It's going to bring up here. Now, I tend to put it on a local disk, like C, but you can put it on any external hard drive you want. I've got several of my older ones on other hard drives here, but I'm going to put this one on C. I've got a file for Lightroom catalogs here. I just open it, and then I'm going to name this one Lightroom Tutorial 1, and then I'm going to hit create, and it's going to bring me back to Lightroom and open it up using that catalog. That way I know where the catalog is. Alright, it's opening me up in half screen, so let's wait till it opens and then I'll pull the screen down here. Okay, when we open up, now we know our files is going into that catalog that we know where it's at. That's very important that we know where it's at. That's why I always file my Lightroom catalogs in a folder called Lightroom Catalogs. It's very simple. Okay, the first thing you want to do is import. Now, we are going to import from an SD card of some photos that I took today, and let's just get it in the card reader. Let's go. Okay, sometimes, it usually does, it brings up the automatically, the fact that it's got an SD card in the, but if it don't, you just hit import, and okay, after that brief pause, it took about 15 seconds, we've got our folders in here, or we've got our import box opened up. Now, the thing about the import box is the stuff on the left is where the stuff is coming from, where your photos are coming from, where the digital information is coming from. It tells you all up here where it's coming from. I've got removable disk, which is my disk reader, my card reader. This is where the photos are. This is how I get them into my destination. I'll go over this in a minute. This is all photos. Since my catalog's empty, I'm not going to have the option of new photos. That just prevents duplicates from getting in, but there's another setting for that that's better. I've got all different types of photos on this, and instead of importing them all, I've got beaver damage at the pond, I've got pond pictures, I've got flowers, I've got an old boat in the woods. This is all stuff I'm not allowed to leave. I'm on lockdown virus. This is flowers, and this is my toy museum. Now, I tend to underexpose my toy museum and then bring out the shadows later. So I've got different photos in here. So instead of importing them all in, I'm going to import just the flower photos. And the reason I do that is so that I can put keywords on it. I'm going to hit Shift and select all those up there. Then I'm going to hit Control and select any flower pictures beyond this. I'm going to consider that a flower. You want to bring in the pictures that have the same keywords, which those are going to do it. Now that I've got them all selected, I click this little box on any of them to check it, and it's ready to import. Now, when I import, you can copy, or you can copy as DNG. I recommend copying in DNG. Why? DNG is Adobe's raw image recipe. It's going to be around for years because Adobe's the industry leader, and they're making it a format to read Canon, Nikon, Sony, all the big brands. And the thing is, if you're running older Sony or an older Fuji or one of those cameras, those raw formats may be hard to read 20 years from now. DGN is going for a universal language. Adobe's created and control it. So that's why I recommend converting your Nikon NEF files, your Sony ARW files, your Canon files. Convert them while you're in Lightroom to DNG. It takes a little longer to import, but it's definitely worth it. Another reason, DNG is 20% less space. Save that disk space. Copy just copies them directly to it. It takes it from the SD card reader or the card reader, drops them into a hard drive folder as they are, as a NEF file, as a ARW. I like to copy as a DNG. You don't have the option for move and add it when you're doing it from this format. Okay, now I recommend up here in build previews, embedded in sidecar. And what that is a tiny folder that goes with it so that you can scroll through your tiny image with 2 megabytes or something faster than a raw file. So I recommend putting it on embedded in sidecar. I do recommend building smart previews, and I definitely recommend don't import suspected duplicates. You don't need duplicates. You need to back them up online in a cloud, and you need to have them on 2 disks, but you don't need to do it here. I definitely recommend renaming the files. For this, I'm going to call it Flower Tutorial. Now, you can change the way you rename the files by going here. You can just give it a custom name. You can give it a custom name. Let me turn my monitor just yeah, I got a glare from one of the lights. Custom name, original file number. I choose custom name in sequence. That's custom name like Flowers Tutorial 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and so on. Custom name, date, file. You can edit your own. I mean, you can really get creative whenever you name stuff. Now, something I highly suggest is apply during import a metadata. Metadata is invisible. It protects your picture. So what I recommend doing is quickly going into metadata and going into new, and you're creating a new preset. This preset is going to be applied to every one of your pictures that you bring into this catalog from now on. I'm going to call it Joe Byron's copyright because I'm going to fill it out in the box that's down here. Now I recommend putting your name in here and go scroll down to this one here that's got the red letters, IPTC Creator. Fill these out. Seriously, put every bit of information in there you can, and if someone steals your photographs, this metadata is a way Google can search for it and find out who stole your photograph, and you can do whatever you want to. I'm like, yes. Now I'm going to hit, well, I'm not going to fill it out now, so I'm not going to create one, but I'm going to go ahead and cancel. You fill it out and create it, and I hit create. Well, I can edit it later. Okay, I definitely recommend keywords. I'm just going to put in flowers, and I'm going to put in flowers tutorial. That way if I search for flower or tutorial, it's going to pull up. The destination is one of the most important parts of the file journey. Remember we created it in local disk C in Lightroom catalogs. We pull that down and we go to Lightroom tutorial 1. That's where we want our files to go. But we don't want to just drop them in there and have everything just all jumbled up into its own folder. We want to create a subfolder. We want to enter the name under Flowers Tutorial. And then that's it. We hit import and we wait a minute. We'll go to pause. We're back, guys, and as you can see, my screen is full of pictures and it says 38 photos were converted to DNG. Yay, that's a good thing. It also has a screen don't show again. I like it when it says that, so I'll leave it up, but I'm just that kind of weird. Alright, as you can see as I scroll through the pictures I took today in early April of 2020, the virus days, I'm not allowed to leave the house, so I'm making a lot of videos. Now, when you get pictures into your Lightroom catalog, there's several things you can do with them. You can view them in grid mode. Now, you can change the size of the thumbnails to small to large. Medium's usually where I keep it, where there's 5 to 7 rows. Now, you can also go to loop mode. Select a photo you want to see. Hey, let's check out this peeping turtle. That's loop mode, which is magnified. Now, in loop mode, you can hit the arrow keys, and because you brought your photos in embedded in Sidecar, look how fast, I know this, look how fast I just scrolled through my photos. Because you put it in embedded in Sidecar. You're welcome. Okay, keep in mind we're going to clean these up later in post. Okay, that's how you can get your pictures into Lightroom with a card. Now, let's say you've got a bunch of hard drives like I do, and you want the pictures from, you want to edit the pictures from a Caribbean cruise you took in 2018. It's on another hard drive, but this hard drive you're working with is kind of full. You don't want to just move them over. You can do this. Check this out. Go to Import, and instead of going to Copy as DNG, go to Add. Well, you can't go to Add till we get out of this. I've still got my card plugged in. Let's go to a hard drive F. Let's go to my Lightroom files, right here, 2020. That's usually what I name my names. And let's go to Whitewater. Now, I don't want to pull all the Whitewaters in, so I'm going to uncheck all. I usually do that anyway. If you want to check them all and pull them all in, that's fine. Now, let's pull some good ones out. Let's pull about 5. Let's see, let's get the Screaming Ladies on this one. Let's get the insane, I think this is called Double Trouble on the Ocoee River. It's wonderful. I love rafting. And let's get one of this Mo falling out of a boat. Oh my. Now, we're going to go to Add because we are not moving them anywhere. We are simply giving Lightroom a reference to where they're at so that they can be in our catalog, but they're not really on the hard drive. That is the smartest thing about Lightroom, and I love it because it saves so much disk space. Ugh! I just get excited talking about it. Okay, let's go to Build Smart Previews, embedded in Sidecar. Don't import suspected duplicates. And keywords, we'll put in Whitewater. Go to import. Now this is going to be super fast. I mean, it just goes like that because they're not having to move it. They're not having to convert it. Boom, it's done. 2 seconds. Now let's go to loop mode. Now you can also go hit your F key and get a big full screen view of that bad baby. Heck yeah. Hit your F key to go back to your light. You can go select one and hit L for lights out. I mean, Lightroom's the craziest program, and you could do that with preview. Now let's say we want to go to this one here and check it out in loop mode. Then we can go to lights out by hitting the L key 2 times and then hitting the L key again. So Lightroom's got some fascinating tricks up its sleeve. Alright, that's how you import from a hard drive. Alright, keep in mind that your left side over here is where you get stuff. There's your catalog. You've got 42 pictures. You want to look at all of them? Boom. They're up there that quick because you embedded the Sidecar. It's that quick. You don't have any sync photographs yet. I'll go into that in a later video because a lot of these can get crazy. And you've got folders and 2 different hard drives. Remember, we've got the hard drive C where we've got our normal folder. And we've got the hard drive from F, the external hard drive. And that's where the Whitewater folders are coming from. Now, let me show you what you cannot do. Remember the flowers tutorial is the only one we've got in. So let's go out of Lightroom and go into our file finder. Let's go into hard drive C, which is the internal hard drive, local disk they call it. Let's go into Lightroom catalog. Let's go into tutorial 1. Let's go into flower tutorial. And see the photos are there, right? Let's go back to there. And let's move this to the desktop. Alright, now it's no longer in the Lightroom catalog. Now check this out. You go back to Lightroom. you've totally blown it. You've done it, dude. You're no longer welcome in the Lightroom world, man. See that question mark next to Flowers tutorial? Lightroom doesn't know what to do. It doesn't know how to find it because Lightroom is a reference catalog. Now, to get it back, all you have to do is either move the file back manually. Let's say we do it this way. We open up our file finder and we put the Flowers tutorial back in the file. Now, let's see what Lightroom does. Just fine. No question mark. Lightroom is a referencing program, and if you change the references outside of Lightroom, none of these little computer elves are running through the hard drive going, "Hey, Lightroom, some dumbass put your files outside in File Finder." It don't happen. So don't do that. Now that you're back in Lightroom, I'm going to show you a few more tricks about what you can do with each photograph. Now, let's go back to the peeping turtle. Let's put it on loop mode. And if you select another picture, this one, I hit my control key and go to compare mode. It pulls up those pictures together so that I can say, I like this one better because it's got a lower depth of field, but I like the bokeh of this one, and I'm pixel chasing this one. Okay, now that we're back in Lightroom, I'm going to show you a few tricks that are just awesome in this program. All right, if I am in grid mode, once again, change the thumbnail size to get a broader view, bring them up to any size in between, double. Now, you want to select this one, or let's say we select this one. If I hit F on the keyboard, it's full screen, absolute full screen. I hit F again, it's off. If I hit L, it's lights out, and if I hit L again, it's lights out. Lights out 50%, lights out 100%. That's how it works, I think. Now, you can select, two photographs. Let's say we select this one and this one. We can put it in compare mode here, and we can examine them. We can examine them for bokeh, detail. Let's say we want to examine two turtles. We just select on another turtle. Let's say we don't want that one. We just select that one, and it automatically gives you compare mode so that you can see which one's in focus, see which one the turtle's smiling the best. You know, the average turtle smile, or the crazy smile. Okay, that's compare mode. Now, let's say you want to compare all these photos of the red bud. You can go to survey mode, and survey mode selects more than 2 pictures. You can even select 6 pictures, and it brings it out. So it's just quite mind-boggling how quick this program is. Let's say you want to select these 6. Hit Shift, and boom, it drops them right in place. I mean, it's just really quick about doing it. Now, another cool thing about Lightroom is face detect. Now, I have no pictures of faces in my Lightroom, but that's going to be another lesson. Alright, boys and girls, that should do it for today's lesson on Joe Knows Stuff TV. Feel free to subscribe if you like this video. Click that little bell icon, like this video, and leave me a comment. Tell me your tips on Photoshop. I am wanting to get this channel started since the virus is keeping me inside, and I can't just sit around and watch Andy Griffith. Alright, till next time, Joe Knows Stuff TV is out.